Okay, so welcome back to DOREEN'S African Experiences. My tongue is heavy, it's frozen. What is social capital? Hi Dev, nice to have you on the live. Today we are going to learn something quite interesting. Social capital. What is social capital? One of the most expensive currencies that we actually need, but we don't even know, but we need them, you know? So basically, social capital is, let me use an example. I like teaching with examples. If you and me know each other, we are friends, acquaintances, or something, but we are close. And we know two other people. So we are a group of 4 people. The first person is a banker. The second person is a lawyer. The third person is an influencer. Hi, Green Dice Diary. Nice to have you on the channel. And then the fourth person is straight out a businessman. Yikes. No, I'm not married, but I'm not looking to get married right now. So, social capital, this is how social capital works. If all your 4 friends have important positions in life, have made a name for themselves, have achieved something of themselves, you have social capital. For example, it's what we used to call technical know-how. But technical know-how means, sometimes it means that you're directly related to these people. But social capital, actually, that you don't have to be related to these people, but you have to know them. So if you had a new product, me, and I had a friend who is an influencer, and I don't have an internet presence, but I want someone to help me market or, put my product out there. Do you think your own friend will refuse to put your product out there? No. What's up? Your own friend will not refuse to put your product out there for you. So you have social capital just by being this person's friend who is an influencer. You're going to be able to tap into that person's market. Yet, if you actually don't have a friend who is an influencer, you have to go through a lot. Well, thank you, Green Dice Diary. A pleasure talking to you as well. So, if you don't have a friend, this is an example. If you're not friends with anyone who is an influencer, it means you have to go through a lot of hoops, with these people, because you don't know them personally. You don't know how they will market your product. They don't know anything about you. So Obviously, you have to go to get some legal consult, you have to draft some agreements and everything. Of course, even with this friend of yours with social capital, you still have to do all that. But at least this person, you have to understand when someone is marketing your product and they like you or they love the product, the energy is different. Energy doesn't lie. You know, and sometimes you might find yourself in a predicament where you don't even have the finances to pay an influencer. But if you're friends with one, they might actually push your products and then maybe you pay them later. What's up? Come. Come, baby. Come. You know, social capital is practically, in loose tongue, is who do you know? Do you know anybody that can do this or help you out or push you? Who are your friends? Because if you and your two broke friends are refusing, so you and your broke friends have to suck up and go make friends who are better than you. Stop making friends within your same financial circle, same education circle, same social standard circle. You need to make all types of friends, but make sure the friends you make actually they have something to offer. And whatever they have to offer doesn't have to be financial. It can be, there are people who are good to talk to. You know, when you know if I need someone to talk to, I can talk to Doreen. When there are people who are just good financially, like you can't really talk to them, but if you needed some help here and there financially, they would actually come through. Then there are people who are very good at business. Like if you needed some business advice, they are your go-to person. Because in life, no man is an island. We don't know everything. We don't. So in life, make sure that you have a certain skill that is priceless. And even if it looks so dumb or stupid, your skill can be talking, it can be interpersonal relations, it can be anything, but make sure you have something that makes you who you are. Something that people look up to and say, wow. You know, no matter where you are in life, no matter what you've achieved in life, but with this particular skill set that you have, you know that people who are doing better than you, less than you, just like you, can actually reach out to you and skill set. Yes. I don't know if you get my point. Let me use myself as an example. I have all types of friends. What do I mean? I have a lot of friends who are financially doing better than me. Lots of them, you know? But I've never looked, they've never looked at me just because they're doing better than me. They've never looked at me any other way. Do you know why they don't look at me any other type of way? It could be one or two reasons. Because I have certain skill sets that they need. The ugly thing I want. Not everyone is going to like you. Come, baby. Come, baby. So, whether you like it or not, you can't guarantee that everyone is going to like you or dislike you. Don't hold on to me too tight. Because I have something they need or they want, they maintain that flow of friendship. Because if you haven't noticed, we're living in a world whereby if you don't have anything to offer, people don't want to deal with you. You know? So for you, you might be there and you think maybe it's not always about money. What's up? It's not always about money. Not always. So social capital is surround yourself with people that can benefit from some skills that you have to a point that they can actually pay for those skills. You know, you can actually build a life of social capital only. There are people I know. What's up? What's wrong? There are people I know in life. They've never held a job in their life, but they've run businesses whereby they partner with people, do business with these people, and then at a certain point in time, these people pay them or give them some kind of commission for doing a certain job or anything. They don't have any capital to do what they're doing, but they have a certain skill set to actually maneuver and deliver. Social capital is you cannot stop destroying my seats. Jesus, this cat. In order for you to understand what your skill sets can actually get for you, what your level of skill in life can actually do for you, you have to surround yourself with people who might need that particular skill set that you have. Yes. So when you surround yourself with people who you think might be interested in your particular skill set, you will be able to benefit from your skill set. But if you refuse to make enough connections, friendships, you will never understand that there is actually people who will just be or pay you to do something as simple, I don't know, clean or maybe do a bit of this and that for them. Your skill set doesn't have to be born. It can be a craft you develop. It can be your work. Yes. I don't even think you guys are understanding me. But make sure your social capital understands and respects your particular skill set. Because if your friends, social capital is basically the people that you surround yourself with, friends, frenemies, acquaintances, that's your social capital. People that you know you, that's your social capital. Who do you know that if you woke up in the morning and opened up, let's say a boutique or a suit store, would actually buy a suit? You're surrounding yourself with people who don't even own a suit, but you want to start the suits business. Sometimes the people that actually support us, we can start with the few people that we know, the few people that follow us. It doesn't have to, people don't have to fall from the sky. They don't always have to be strangers. If you are surrounded by people who actually are interested in your social skills and are willing to pay, they motivate you to actually go out there and get more people. You know, those are your connections to success. They are your immediate connections. Some of them will even be willing to invest in your dreams. You know, you might have friends who actually have the finances to execute, but you don't. But you have the brain and the will, and you also have the skills, the set of skills. And someone will approach and say, "Ma, I heard you talk about this. You sound like you can actually do this." You say, "I can do it." Always have some kind of perto, you know. Show them what you've been able to do. Show them the small things you've been able to do, and see there, and they're willing to invest in you. Many. It's just that you don't know these people and they don't know you. Yeah. But there are people out there who are willing to invest in your social skills. You might think your dreams are crazy, or you feel like you may never raise the capital to do what you want to do. But then, if you surrounded yourself with the right people who are actually able to believe in you, they might invest. So it's imperative that you have social capital. Secondly, it is not wise for us to depend so much on social media. One thing I've learned is social media is good, but it also has its problems. Because I know around 2 people who make a living off TikTok. And they actually make some good money. But imagine these rumors of TikTok being banned and then it closes happen. What do you think will happen to these people? Their entire social capital. Hi, Afrila. Nice to have you on the channel. Long time. So what happens if TikTok closes today in your country, or it's banned today? When that's been your only source of income. That's why I always tell you, I'm doing YouTube, but I cannot put all my cards in this YouTube business. I cannot. Because someone can easily hack. I'm on TikTok, but I'm not doing construction on TikTok. I'm just posting random stupid things. Nothing really. I refused to concentrate on TikTok. I feel weird every time I try to do a construction episode there. I just feel like these are not my type of people, or this is not my type of platform. That's how I feel. I feel like TikTok is best. I mean, I see creators there, but I cannot work the way they work. You know how I do my content. My content is raw content. It takes a bit of time. It takes a bit of getting used to. In TikTok, you have to cram your creativity in less than 10 minutes. And less actually in 2 to 3 minutes, because the videos now go up to 10 minutes. But how many TikTokers you know that will sit on a 10-minute video? Very few, you know, because even Risatisa, who was able to upload 10 minutes of 50 parts, I'm sure thousands of people didn't watch all that shit. No offense, they didn't. They didn't. And I'm one of those people. I watched maybe 15 parts. I'm not sitting there hours on end to listen to a woman who saw red flags, confirmed red flags, continued with these red flags. She documented evidence. This is not even a child. She's not even a new person to the dating game. I know, I didn't want to waste my time on that. You knew what you were doing. You continued to do it. I blame the man for being the way he is, but for her to entertain that shit for that long, no. I'm not judging her or her choice in decisions, but it just screams both of them. You know, they say it takes 2 to tango. It takes 2 to tango. Because honestly speaking, I've been with a bad man before. Nigga, I didn't even last physically. I didn't even last more than 2 months with this guy. Because I knew this was bad. I knew this was wrong. After the few experiences I had with this guy, I knew if I didn't get out, I would die. I was 100% sure. I didn't need anything else to be shown to me. I didn't give a fuck if we had a house together, if we had this and this and this together. I didn't give a fuck. I just left. because that's what you do. You don't stay there just because, oh, we got a house together, we have kids together. If somebody does not like your guts, does not like you, why does this cat call me mom? What's up? Eva, come baby. Come, what's up? Hey baby, come baby. Eva, Eva, oh baby, come baby, come baby. Who's a good boy? You. Stop crying. What's up? Come say hi to the people. Hey, what's up? Okay. You should go play though. Yeah, I'm filled with cat hair now. I have to comb you today. So guys, social capital, date the right person, have the right friends. Don't stop making more friends, because if you keep making friends, you never know. And stop making the same type of friends, man. Jesus Christ. There is this thing that people do, yeah? I see African girls doing this. I don't know about the Western girls, right? But I see African girls doing it. You know, I see them cramping together. Like if you find someone that, oh, my man cheated on me, then we separated. And then if she finds enough people who identify with her story, that's the type of friends she's going to have. She's going to be friends with another bunch of women whose men cheated on them. You'll find a woman with a white boyfriend, and she's going to cramp up with other bitches with white boyfriends, no offense. And then they're going to create a clique of white men wives. Like, I don't understand why people do this. People, it's not customary for you to be friends just because you're you know, what are you doing? Make random friends. For example, I have friends who are older than me, younger than me, my age. And all these people do different things. They have different backgrounds, different histories, you know? Because each of these people has something different about them. But every time you're all the same, you have the same experiences. What are you going to learn from each other? Come on. You do the same job. You see each other every day. You probably sleep in the same neighborhood. You have the same conversations. What are you going to learn? What are you doing? What are you going to learn from those people? I told you guys to subscribe to my new channel. You refused. I don't understand. I thought if I had like 6,000 subscribers, yeah, and I made a new channel, at least I would get 1,000 of you to go and subscribe to my new channel. Oh, at least even 200. But come on, 54 subscribers for an entire 2 weeks? Jesus, this feels like building a channel from scratch again. This is exactly why channels are crazy, man. But guys, try to make friends who are different from you, you know? For example, if you are an office person, you know, make friends who are not office people, business people, you know, you learn something from them. That's a good social capital to have, because now you will have, on this other end, you have a bunch of friends who are office oriented. And then on the other side, you have a bunch of friends who are business oriented. And then maybe if you're too stressed out in that small office of yours, you might actually buy a few ideas from your business people friends, and then you can have both worlds. You know, if you have friends who are, I don't know, internet people, you can mix it up. You don't have to have the same friends. You're eating the same thing. You're sleeping in the same place, living in the same country, doing the same stuff. Hey, you know, you're all struggling in the same mannerisms. Come on. You're not going to grow. You're not going to grow. You don't build your social capital that way. You can't grow with the same people who are like you. You need people to challenge you, people to get you out of your comfort zone. Sometimes you can't do what you don't know. And how do you do what you actually don't know, you know? By watching different people, involving or getting involved with different people. Obviously, that could also be dangerous, but it helps. It helps, you know? Hi, Afrelek. Thanks for the thumbs up. So all I'm saying, social capital is built through friendships, acquaintances, people you meet, you know, just anybody, anything. You just have to make sure that you make an impression when you meet people, you know. When people are around you, they don't forget you. Make sure they don't forget you. Simple as that. Because when you reach out to these people next time, yes, you have. Because now my life is the most crazy life. I live the most crazy life. You would not believe this shit. During day, I work in a hospital, right? Off the hospital, I actually do construction. Then I do social media. Now I am into business. So I do like 5 different things that are completely unrelated. And if you follow through, I've learned all these different things from different groups of people. So best believe that I have friends in the business world. I have friends in the YouTube world or social media world. I have friends in the office life. I have friends in the construction world. So I have 5 aspects of life. Honestly speaking, I have enough social capital to succeed. How do I unwind? I have a cat. I go out sometimes. I listen to very loud music sometimes. Sometimes I actually play very loud music to make my above neighbor inconvenienced, because I always thought he turned on his washing machine every day, like during day and night, only to discover 2 days ago that it's not a washing machine that actually makes that noise for me. It's one of the pipes that takes water up to our tanks that supply us in the houses. Now I really feel so bad because I exerted revenge, and it was not in the night because I'm also tired. I always fall asleep. So it's so funny. It's just crazy. Now, thing is, I don't know how I do a lot of things, because even with my content, it's so unrelated. Like, it's so unrelated, yet I'm actually good at every single thing I do. That is the thing about me. I don't know how I was born. It's just how I am. When I'm close to something, I grasp it so fast, and then I become so good at it. I don't know, because now I have a channel about birds. I know everything about birds. Like, it's crazy. I can just look at a bird and I know what its name is, where it's located, what does it do, what does it like, you know? It's just how I am. Not everyone is actually a social butterfly. I'm actually not a social butterfly. That's the most funny thing. I deal with people, but I really don't like to deal with people most of the time. That's why sometimes some of you call me and you want to meet up, but I'm like, I can't. Oh, I'm not in the country or something. Because I really just don't want. I prefer talking on the internet. I prefer being an internet person. I've never heard of that word. I always just called myself jack of all trades, master of none, but I'm actually master of two trades I do. I'm master of construction, and I'm actually master of the internet. Yeah. My cat does the most. So it's crazy, you know? And if everything goes according to plan, I should start my traveling late this year, if everything goes to plan. I know I love adventuring. I love new things. I really love adventuring, because truth be told, we live life and we don't know how short or long our lives are. Being that that's a mystery, I would like to spend most of my life seeing things I've never seen, learning things I didn't know and discovering things I never seen in my life before. That's really how I want to spend most of my life, if that's in the cards. But yeah, I like seeing new things, meeting new people, trying new things. I don't know, it's what I love, it's what I want to do, truly, only if I had the finances. I'm 29, and in September, on the 21st of September, I will be 30. I can't believe I'm turning 30 this year. Being born in 1994 always felt like I was so young. Sorry, my internet kind of expired. I didn't realize that today was my last day for my internet to say goodbye. I had to renew. Put more data, put more data, put more data. Whew. Green Dice Diary. I've never met this person. So, you were 10 years older than me. How does it feel to be 10 years older? So that means you are 39? Hmm. 39, I guess. It must be nice living that long. Sometimes, what? Come. Oh, I'm not chasing you, you know. If you keep running around the house, I'm not looking for you. I think I've been having an issue of not drinking enough water. It's not even an issue, it's been a serious problem. But today, I've so far drunk 1.5 liters of water. I am so proud of myself. Funniest thing is, I see the difference in something in my body. I see the difference, the improvement. It's crazy. I'm going to go and get another 1.5 liters of water and take it before I sleep, so that today I will have consumed 3 liters of water. I'm going to try and take at least 1.5 liters of water a day, because I'm really terrible at drinking water. I really don't know why, because sometimes we don't even have, I mean these days anyway, we don't have access to really nice clean water. Internet in Africa is a huge problem. Lucky. But men actually drink more water than most women, so I don't know why men are better at drinking water than women. It's never really made sense to me. I mean, I know there are some women out there that actually drink water really the right way and nice, but damn. I have baby steps, man. You realize that I've been so unhealthy to a point that I've been drinking maybe 1 or 2 glasses of water a day, a full day. I have to drink water. And it was starting to have medical repercussions on me. That's why I've adjusted and I'm drinking more water. So once I have my 1.5 liters of water, the rest of whatever comes after that, I can just try my best. I think it's easier to drink water earlier in the day. Later in the day is really hard for me. Yeah, maybe I like chewing ice cubes. I like chewing on ice cubes. So I freeze different things in different shapes and I just chew on them. I can chew all night, all day. Just chewing ice cubes. It's my favorite thing to do. Oh, dear Lord. But you guys, the heat in my country, it's actually hot lately. But the thing is, I stay away from the sun. Anyway, I have a lot of work when I'm at work, so I stay in my office most of the day. I only come out when it's really necessary. So I never really feel the heat as much as I should. What's your country? What country is that hot? Maybe Dubai, the Saudi Arabian countries. Is it the UAE countries are very hot? What are you doing? This is the thing. If you train your brain to worry about certain things, you are going to worry about certain things. I've come to realize that I'm not that worried about certain things anymore. Nigeria. Interesting. Nigerians are everywhere. You're many. I think you and South Africans are the most traveled people. It's very rare to go to an African country and you don't find Nigerians. One thing I like about Nigerians, the few I've met, they're very direct. I like people who are direct. I don't like guessing. People making me guess too much. I don't have the brain or the time for that. This live was only supposed to be 25 minutes actually. Now I'm just here having conversations with you people. I already finished saying what I wanted to say. Everything else that is happening in my country that I could discuss, I really don't care. You know, I don't. Because the likes of Mpuga, who have taken $500 million taxpayers' money through bribes and whatever else, more people are taking more money. You know? They're taking more money. There are people who are taking 400 M per day from our government. Enjoying life. Yet, we have people who actually work for the government and they haven't been paid since they are started. You know? By the way, in my country, when I was young, working for the government was, anyway, somehow still is like one of those prestigious things you can have. What they don't tell you is working for the government, if you are a top dog, is what is luxurious. Working for the government as an underdog, paper pusher, is the worst thing that can happen to you. Yep, the worst thing. You do all the work. Oh, Green Day. I'm glad you stumbled onto my live. I know most of you actually come on to here. You're not really following me. You don't watch my content, but you just find my lives. You know? So me, I used to be very patriotic. I love my country, don't get me wrong. But there are certain things that have happened for so long and I'm at a point of I don't care. Because you put up your voice, nothing is going to be done. The country is so corrupt, we could as well be living in a mafia state. Every aspect of this country is corrupt. Believe it, don't believe it, I don't care. But that's the truth. That's the truth. So sometimes I laugh at people when I hear them saying certain things, trying to do certain things. Really, we've voted so many people into power only for them to go and get into power and serve themselves and do what's best for them. Thank you for watching my content. Yes, I do both construction and agriculture. I'm actually a really good farmer, but the weather since last year has been crazy. Where it's supposed to rain, it's not raining at all. Where it's supposed to shine, it's raining heavily to the point that our crops are being destroyed. The heat, you can actually irrigate around that. But when the rain comes and it's too much, what can you do? You can't do anything. You know, we have things like beans. If you plant beans and a lot of rain comes when they're at the stage of flowering, or when they've flowered and they're bringing those pods, what happens is when there is too much water, they just rot. And when they help you and actually put some beans onto that stalk, you get 1 or 2 beans in that pod and the rest will be rotten, they'll be infected or something. No matter what you do, you're still going to end up losing. That's why I think food is going to be expensive in the coming 3 to 5 years. If already food is expensive, but in the coming 3 to 5 years in Uganda, food is going to be so costly to a point that you will have to start storing or resorting to eating dry food. Whereby getting fresh food, you might have to, I don't know, it will be like a miracle. I mean, it won't be that it's not there, but it will be there, but it will be expensive. You know? Not to say anything, agriculture in Uganda has dwindled to a point that we are actually struggling. For some of you, you're looking at the markets and you're saying, oh, the market is full, lots of food. No, go to the farmers. That's where you actually get your real information. Out there in the farmers' world, people are struggling. Food is dying, you know. We are being sold to seeds by some of these foreign companies or foreigners, whatever they call themselves, these European white people, no offense. They are bringing to us seeds that have wiped out our generational seeds. When I was young, growing up, I grew up with my grandmother. My grandmother was a farmer, very good farmer, one of the best farmers I've ever known. Most of what I know, I learned from her. We grew every type of food, you know, as long as it was grown in Uganda, we grew it. We have big land. My family has very big land. But this is the crazy thing. When we were younger and we grew something, if we planted groundnuts this season, those same groundnuts, we could take off what we wanted to keep for consumption, sell what we wanted to sell, and the same seeds could be regrown back in the soil. All you had to do was keep them well so that they don't get any kind of bugs or something. Then when you're ready to plant, bring out your same seeds and then plant. Right now in Uganda, it's hard to find those seeds. They have completely wiped our original seeds out, seeds that were resilient, that resisted to all types of pests and diseases. Now we have seeds that you can't regrow. You go to a shop or some kind of seed store, you buy some kind of seeds. Hi, Winnie. When you buy these seeds, it can be maize, it can be beans, it can be groundnuts, it can be pumpkins. After you grow them, tell me why you cannot grow those same seeds back. Why you have to go back again and buy more seeds when you just harvested. But if you plant the seeds you just harvested, they can't grow. And if they help you and grow, you can get so many issues. Some of them stunt, some of them die. So the agriculture industry in Uganda is facing a lot of problems, and nobody is talking about these problems. Nobody. People are silent. You know that thing when in the Western world, where they even have fruits that have no seeds? That's where we are going. Completely genetically modified. Even what they call organic in their countries is crazy. It has no taste. Some of it is just strange. In our country, we still have a few things that are still decent to us. If you go deep in the villages, you can still find some of these original seeds. People who have not yet been affected by these so-called foreign ways of agriculture. But let me tell you, what these people are calling development is destruction. It's destruction. I don't understand who has taught people, and this is the most crazy part. They are selling chemicals to our farmers to spray their plants or whatever. Yet, when you're exporting these foodstuffs, they refuse things that have been sprayed, that you've used their chemicals to actually maintain them. Do you understand? They will test your product or your produce, and they'll tell you this is not up to our standards. Can you imagine? They are the same people who have sold to you the chemicals you've put on your plants. Yet they will not eat what you've grown or what you've used those chemicals on. They will not take it. Can you imagine? Because most people are not talking about these things, people are brushing them off. We have so much, we're still being colonized, by the way, as Africans. And I know this is not just happening in Uganda, it's happening all over Africa. I know we are not just, we are still dealing with colonialism, just that it's on different levels. So we have to, me, when I'm out there in my villages and I'm doing farming and everything, I always tell these people, I teach them the best ways to grow food. I tell them, don't spray with this, don't do this, don't do that. I try. And most of them are interested. They listen, because farming for us in Africa is hereditary. Most people didn't go to school to learn how to actually farm. They simply grew up farming. Because I don't understand why I have to go to school and be taught how to farm when I've farmed my entire life. I can attend seminars and everything else just to improve on the way I farm, but I don't want anybody, I don't have to waste my money and resources into that nonsense. There is a lot going on, and the Western world is killing Africa. They are killing us. But they're killing us in different forms. They're not going to throw a tsunami and bomb you all. Yes, Africa has the best, not just environment, we have the best weather. We have the best soil. You have to understand different types of soil. Different types of soil grow different types of things. So now China is even worse. These Chinese companies, when they come and they want to buy something from you, saying that it has to have been done like this, that, like that, most of them are marketing their own products. Nobody does marketing better than China. Nobody under the sun. If there is anybody that understands business under the sun, these are Chinese people. They come to your village saying they want things grown using this. They know Africans, we are very quick to jump and abandon our own. So they know how to trick you. They know. They will actually come, give you, saying, I hear you have now, like what they're telling you guys in your Nigerian village. They will come and say you have to use this fertilizer, but what's wrong with your own fertilizer that an animal has actually given you, you know, that you've gotten from raw manure? What's wrong with it? Nothing. But because they have a business brewing on this, right, they will purchase from you for the first, let's say 1 or 2 years, when you are actually purchasing more from them. What they are buying your product or produce at is cheaper than what you're spending to actually maintain or grow that produce. Nobody is a better businessman than a Chinese person. I would never believe a Chinese person, even in my last day. I don't believe a lot of people, by the way. I'm a skeptic. I'm a very, very heavy, big skeptic. You know, we have so many things that are going wrong, but we are silent, we are happy because now I'm seeing oranges that have no seeds in our country and people are excited, oh, they're big, but they're just useless. You know, they're useless. What happened to our actual oranges that actually worked? We are having a rough time as Africans. And what's funny is, as Africans, because they made us hate where we come from, it's very rare to find a group of Africans, the youth, interested in farming. They are not. Because they made us feel like farming is the old way. Like, nah, farming makes you look uncool. You know, why are you farming? Why are you doing this one? Come on, that's like a village thing. Like, you're cooler than that, you're better than that. We've been brainwashed so much and we are happy. But what's going to happen is, let me tell you, the Western world does not colonize you directly anymore. They indirectly colonize you. There will come a time, mark my words, there will come a time. You know how it is cheaper in Africa to get these local meals? Local meals are cheaper than junk. Like getting a pizza is actually way more expensive than getting a regular local meal. Yeah. Getting the KFC, getting the Javas, getting all these things, these burgers is more expensive. Yet they have put a lot of glitter on this to make you feel like that's the right thing that you should consume. You know, this is like, they actually call the organic, in my country, they call our organic, healthy grown food local. And all of us have gone with it. We call it local food. It's not in the sense that it's actually our traditional food. No, it's to make people feel like, because we have people who are too brainwashed. They feel like, oh, I can't eat local food. Like, it's strange. You know, people are Snapchatting, TikToking, and recording themselves getting that huge cheeseburger. Like, you know what? This is what I have. We have animals that have been completely, we no longer have our local animals. We have broiler chickens that are grown. Imagine, how do you think a chicken you're eating that's grown in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks? Can you imagine? How can you think that's healthy? But because they've pumped them with drugs, they've pumped them with drugs and they look fat. So a fattened chicken, they'll be like, oh, this looks nice. It's so huge. Nigga, that shit is poison. You know, we have so many chemicals on the market in the agriculture world. Why do you think I've never shot a business? Why do you think I've never shot a business selling any of that shit? You think I don't see them? You think they don't reach out to me? They're selling agriculture this. I've only shot tools, power tools, because I know We've moved away from working like slaves. We have machines that can help us with some of these things. And these machines don't affect the soil in any way. They're not affecting us. They're actually helping us. But we have a lot of chemicals, and 90% of these chemicals is not made in Africa. They are shipped. They are shipped. They are shipped. I don't know, some of you may be country-led, but for those of you that have traveled, try different foods in the different countries, especially fruits. You will see it's the same fruit, but it tastes very different. Very, very different. Why? Anyway, we've poisoned all our entire systems. And what's funny is we don't even have to travel to poison ourselves. We are doing it right here. They are doing it here. They know. We are gullible. We'll believe anything. We'll believe anything because they've presented themselves as superior, as knowing better. Yet if you actually do enough, Black people are the brains. I don't know how. Yeah. Those of you in the UK and US, you know your problems. You know your problems with your fruits. It's just crazy. It's like piece of paper, eating paper, like eating gum. Test like, there are some fruits, a friend of mine was telling me, there are some fruits in the UK. Have you ever chewed a piece of gum for so long? And then you rest your mouth and do something else, and then you come back to chew on it again. Don't do that. That's disgusting. But if you happen to do that, the way it tastes after you've taken out all whatever is sweet or anything, that's how some fruits taste in the UK. He said, this tastes like old gum. I don't like the shit. Anyway, I don't know what we are going to do, because very few people are actually interested in farming. Very few people are doing it. Very few. And even those that are doing it, they're just doing it for the money. So most of them are not really, they don't care how they get their produce as long as they get their produce. You can't even blame these people. They are spraying because the seeds that have been sold to you have been designed to need that particular chemical in order for them to grow, in order for them to even put on anything. Without that particular chemical, do you understand how much these are business people? The Western world are business people. They have come and seen we can no longer directly colonize and force these people. So let's attack them indirectly. Let's do what we do indirectly. You buy seeds, whereby if you don't buy this particular chemical to spread them, they will wither and die. If you don't buy a certain chemical, or if you don't put a certain fertilizer on them, they can't grow. Who wants to make losses? Nobody. So people end up buying these chemicals, not because they actually want. Some of them can't even afford this shit, but they borrow money to buy these chemicals to spray these seeds that have been sold to us. Imagine but something is actually wrong with us as African people. Something is dead wrong with us. Someone comes to your world, to your country, finds you growing, let's say, maize. You've grown maize, your ancestors grew maize for generations on end, and you had no complaints. But somebody comes and convinces enough people. Actually, when they first bring these things, to Africa, they bring them for free. They say, we are giving you, these are donated seeds. They first donate them. This is the thing. Not every charity is actually charity. Not everything given to you for free is actually free. The price is generation. Trust me. When they were bringing coffee, Uganda was one of the best countries that was growing coffee. Do you hear us growing much coffee anymore? Do you remember the coffee we had in the late 90s and the early 2000s? Do you think we still have it? Very few people, very few families still have it. What they do is they first marginalize the market, and they say, this is what we shall buy. If it's not like this, we shall not buy it. Indirectly, they are selling their own thing. Then whatever they are selling to you means you have, in order to make some little money off it, because this was our capital income. We had to move away from our ancestral seeds and way of farming to move on to their way of farming, their seeds, their chemicals. I grew up a farmer. You don't understand, I'm 29. I was born in 1994. I know people older than me. When we were growing up, we never saw a single person spraying anything. Yet all villages, they made you feel that way because everything was limited. I don't understand how to put this. When somebody has the keys to your house, they can make you do anything. You can't sleep, you can't eat, your food is in your house, your bed is in your house. In order for you to get into your house, you have to do what they ask you to do. Do you understand? That's what they did. They took the keys. I blame our leadership. African leadership is so weak, so weak. Yet they instigate whatever happens with African leaders is instigated. It's instigated. They come and give them huge sums of money, then teach them how to be corrupt. Once they've adjusted to getting used to these huge sums of money that they give to them as charity donations, these people understand this. African leaders have been corrupt for generations. They've stolen, they've taken from the poor for generations. Why do you think the World Bank or those other guys still give them money? Why? Because they know an African's worst enemy is an African. You know, publicly criticize them, but continue enabling them. I don't know how I got to these topics. African leaders are enabled by the Western world to continue being what they are. Until the Western world stops to mingle in African business, we are going to continue having these African problems. Because they are the same, year in, year out. You vote somebody else, you have the same problems. And it's not just Uganda, it's not just Kenya, it's not just Nigeria, it's everywhere. African problems are actually the same. They're the same. African leaders are simply being enabled by the Western world, because they have a lot to benefit from Africa. That's why when you realize that an African leader has actually gone off course, does not want to be enabled anymore, they take them out. They're taken out. Where is the lie? We know the likes of Gaddafi. Do you know what Gaddafi's initial plans were? To create an African currency that was able to would have been able to free Africa from all the loans, you know, from the dollar. You know, Gaddafi had actually given his countrymen financial freedom. Nothing is 100% always, you know, equal, but he had achieved a level. He had achieved the level of financial independence for his people that scared the Western world. He was in link with so many African leaders, and every majority of African leaders backed him. Who ran so quickly to turn Gaddafi's people against him? Look, follow these things. We've matured. We've seen these things. We've read the history books. We've read all this and that. We've seen history unveiled before us. But no, in the next 10 years, Africa is going to have a food crisis like no other. And who is going to come to help? You guessed it right, the white man. You know, they're going to come with their USAID, the World Food Organizations, this and that, this and that. That's how they come. Once they've established themselves, then they bring business. They bring business with them. They come with a face of help, but behind, these people are calculative. They come to help to you, you know. That's the image they've painted. But the truth is, if you're shit, it's scary. Doing to Africa is scary. It is scary. This is why I tell people, if you can afford to buy a piece of land somewhere, wherever you are in Africa, if you can afford to buy it, make sure it's legal and everything. I don't care how far out it is, buy it and keep quiet. Because this is no longer colonialism. This is scramble for Africa. They are scrambling for Africa. Every single person who has the means is scrambling to get into Africa. What's funny is they have convinced us to leave Africa. They didn't even have to convince us. The conditions in Africa are so bad that you have no choice but to leave. While they come, if their world is so good and ours is so bad, or we are a third world country, why do they want to come here? Why are they trying to make investments and make big moves in Africa? If it's a third world country. I mean, if you owned a first world country, wouldn't you want to only associate yourself with first world countries? Why then go and try to petition or position yourself in a third world country, a country that you've displayed as so bad that, I mean, nobody would want it? Why? We are not educated enough. We are educated, but we are not learned enough. African education only teaches us what they want us to know. We are not open enough. We are not exposed enough. You have to understand that 90% of the African population all over the world is not exposed. It's not. I mean, we still live in countries where people want to act like night dancers. Come on, really? In the 21st century, we are moving on to the 22nd century. And what you do for fun, where you put your energy is night dancing. At least you should cannibalize on these colonizers. Come on, why cannibalize on your own people? I had stopped having these discussions of race, continents, and everything, because truth be told, no one listens. Nobody listens. But the truth is, where we are heading is bad. Is bad. It's really bad. It's really bad. You have to understand, when you do research and find out what African inventions are, Africans are only inventing positive things. I swear to God. We're the ones looking for a cure for this, a cure for that. We're looking for this, for this. African inventions are purely positive. But what do you think the Western world and most of Asia is inventing? Viruses, diseases, you know? I was reading up on that Japanese thing, the rising sun, 2 days Unit 74 what? Unit 734, 743. That thing where the Japanese were torturing. Actually, their entire culture was based on torturing, raping children and women until they died. What the actual hell? Go look up something called the Rising Sun. Go look up the ancient Japanese, not even ancient, it's not that long ago, you know, their history. I'm so glad they did it to them, to their own people. They did it to not black people. Come on, we've suffered enough. I would have been very, very hurt if we were also tortured there. The Western world is destructive, completely destructive. All they do is destroy. That's all. I'm sorry, but that's what they do. They destroy, constantly destroy a lot of things. And when you look at it from my point of view, we are doomed. We can do the best we can, but we are actually doomed because you're all giving birth to generations of people. You are not keeping them in touch with your cultures. You are not educating them. You are not exposing them to who you actually are as an African people. You are exposing them to what they should be as a Western person. Nothing African. What do you think is going to happen? The future is actually very fucked. No offense. You know, our immediate future is bright, but after we die, the coming generations, the generations that are now 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, that generation that's coming, that's where everything is going to go to shit. Because now those who are in the early 20s, they know a few things, but those who are coming after them, hey, best believe we are doomed. We are doomed. But then again, we keep a positive outlook. We hope for the best and we pray that maybe we shall be lucky enough to have influenced enough people. But we've strayed so much in this video. We've discussed like 10 topics, man. For those of you that actually just stumbled onto my channel, this is not what I do in my channel. I don't rant. I don't discuss races and history. You know, I actually do construction and agriculture on my channel. But on my lives, I talk about anything really. There is nothing like specific. Nothing. But it is nice to have you watching me. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. And if you want, you can share. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. You know, there is a lot of things set in motion. And there is nothing we can do. Nothing. I read somewhere that there is a group of old rich families that control the world, that actually run the world. And these people, most of them have never been seen. No one knows how they look or who they look like. Yep. So no matter how much you rant, if things are in motion, because a lot of things are in motion, like that agriculture thing I've told you, it's already in motion. It's already in motion. It's been there for quite some time, you know. And also, as Africans, be wary of the kind of charity you're taking, because especially towards children, because you're keeping a certain image in their heads that is not necessary. An image that is going to fuck them up for life. But for you, you think. Anyway, I am done with this. Let me go and rest. Continue hydrating. I need to hydrate. I need to be consistent for at least a week and see. Because I've just done it for one day and I feel a very, very significant difference in my health. So that's good for me. Let me continue hydrating. See where that goes. And if I bring my bags, please support me. Come on, I'm just a girl looking for money, and I want to look for money the right way. So I do business. I will be selling a few bags here. My first shipment should arrive in a week's time. This week, actually. This coming week, there's no way we are getting through that week and I don't have it. Otherwise, I'll lose my shit. I'll be very crazy. So yeah, support me. Support me, guys. My products are very affordable and they're very legit. I don't make the products. I simply purchased them to resell. But they are good. They are good. I invested all my savings in there. So thank you for watching Doreen's African Experiences. See you when I see you. I love you all. Take care of yourselves. I'll do the same. Take care of me and my little wee cat.